I'm just going to say, we heard that song, and then for like 3 days straight, Leo and I would be in the park, and we'd be like, and I just can't wait to be king. Just like out of nowhere. We'd just be walking around, and we would say that shit, and people would be like, what is wrong with you?
Fuck?
Like, my ADHD was like kicking in at that moment.
Hello, and welcome back to the Dysfunctional Duo podcast.
Holy, with the energy, my guy.
Sarah made me a coffee this morning.
You've had like
3 sips.
Why do I sound like I've smoked 5 packs today?
Oh, because you have. I watched you.
This is true. Hi, welcome back to Dysfunctional Duo. It's been a while since we've seen you, but not a while since you've seen us. So make of that what you will.
Welcome to 2025. Have we already done a 2025 one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But honestly, this is a safe space, so welcome to 2025. Do you miss 2024? I kind of do.
I didn't, but now I sort of do. I'm just over every year.
Bro, honestly, I kind of fucking miss 2020. Can we go back?
I don't know about that one. I miss 2019.
Early 2020. Can we go back to when like everyone was in their home and it was socially acceptable to be as introverted as you wanted to be? And
you know it.
You played Animal Crossing because it was the game that came out. I was finishing school and I opted, like my practicum was opted out because you couldn't interact with people at the time. So they're like, congratulations, you graduated. I didn't have to walk a fucking stage, which for some people, that's devastating. For me, yes.
I mean, yeah, I am like running into that because I graduate this year.
Yeah.
And it's $50 to walk the stage, which I'm like, why?
I've already walked a stage. I'm good.
I don't see the need. Like, why do I need to shake somebody's hand? Just give me my paper.
Who doesn't fucking know me? Like, at least my high school principal.
Had nothing to do with my, like, education, basically.
No.
Like, I paid you for this, so thank you, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm paying for your job.
Yeah.
Shake my hand, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
give me a check at the end of it to
yeah.
be like, thanks for doing
how
this.
about I hand you a piece of paper and say, good.
I hand you a piece of paper.
By the end, the dean just
I'm
has
serving
so many pieces of paper.
Like stacks of it. It's just like bad drawings.
You've been served. By who? I can't tell you.
A waitress comes out. Just like a small cocktail.
Bro,
you're being served.
Can we change how people are getting served with lawsuits? Can we please not have it be... Actually, okay, this is what we need to do. Idea.
Okay, I'm ready.
Sharks, listen.
Sharks? Dragons?
Dragons?
We're sharks.
No, are we dragons?
Are we dragons?
Are we dragons then?
I think we're dragons.
Ugh, we suck. Okay, dragons or sharks for my Americans. Have you ever just wanted to, have you get served with a lawsuit? Darn.
Happens to all of us.
Happens to all of us. Damn it, again. I told myself this wasn't going to happen again. But it just gets boring, You're like, piece of paper, not fun. Let me introduce to you the
lawsuit waitress.
The lawsuit waitress. She is a part-time individual that you can hire to serve your lawsuit. But how she does it is all the more unique. She walks up to the person that you're serving, and because you know them so well, because you're serving them a lawsuit, you know their choice of cocktail. So the server hands them their choice of cocktail. You want a Bellini? Here you go. Guess what? You have a lawsuit. But the trick of the trade is that they won't know that they've been served with a lawsuit until they finish the drink. And in the drink,
at the bottom of the glass.
And in the drink is a vial with a little piece of paper like you get on an island. And in the vial,
not the bottle, not the mystery message bottle.
And in the vial, your lawsuit.
What a way to like deliver that, though.
Thank you, sharks.
Wait, that's actually, what if they swallow it? No, they won't. They
then
can't.
You missed your lawsuit. Guess what?
You're getting vial, like it sticks out.
You're getting taken to court, and you don't know about it.
I love that. Like, laminate the paper, roll it up, put it in the drink. You have to drink it like a straw through the paper.
The amount of like emotions that you would go through, you'd be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much."
You'd
Who
be
are
stoked
you?
at first,
but they won't say anything. They're like, "You've been served," and you're like, "Yes, correct." Drink? Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Glug, glug, glug. What the fuck? Pull it out of your mouth.
Like a magician pulling
Hope
out.
that you didn't like choke on it. We have to put like a warning on the back of the glass that says this is like a child hazard.
Yeah, you can't do this to children. You can't sue children.
I don't think you can serve children. Like, sue them.
I don't know.
Okay, child-friendly version. Hi, sharks. Welcome back to Shark. Do you need a child-friendly version to serve somebody? Let me introduce the child
The child server.
lawsuit.
The child lawsuit.
It is a...
You got beef with your 7-year-old nephew?
Do you hate your husband? Let me give you a way to serve your husband with divorce papers. Let me introduce to you the child lawsuit. It is a convenient and friendly, pocket-friendly version
A milkshake.
where you take your child and you give them a piece of paper. And instead of a regular lawsuit paper, you give them a puzzle-like piece of paper.
It's a fruit roll-up.
That's even better. You give your child this puzzle. You take your child and you say, go give this to your father and ask him to help build it for you because dads are always building the toys for the children. Dad finishes building the puzzle. What's the puzzle? Your lawsuit.
Wait, I love that.
Congratulations. You've been served by the child lawsuit. Thank you, sharks.
Imagine putting that last piece right in. It fits perfectly. You like breathe
so
a sigh of
accomplished.
relief. It feels so good to finish it. You look at the full thing and it's like, you are being sued.
And divorced.
And
At the same time.
I'm suing you for divorce.
This is the whole point. This is the method I'm trying to sell. Why keep it boring and sad when you're serving somebody with a lawsuit or a divorce? Have fun first and then be sad.
I agree. You know what? Have a little like fun with it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have to go to like court, you might as well, get drunk.
It's going to suck anyways. You might as well have some fun first.
Imagine like you're at the court and the judge is like, "Can I see the papers?" And you're like, "Yeah," and you dump out a baggie of like loose puzzle pieces.
Or
Give me a second.
or like a half wet note. Like a half chewed
You're like, "Yeah,
note.
I got it."
Anyways, that's my sell for the week.
Okay, we're gonna be billionaires. I think.
I've seen clips of people doing that where they like just do, maybe we should do an episode of that where people just do like, it's like a sharks episode where you pull the most ridiculous ideas and you have to find a way to sell it to like,
Oh, I could do
like
that.
businessmen and women.
Maybe.
But maybe we twist it and like I give you your topics and you give me my topics. So instead of it catering to what I feel like I could sell, you need to take my idea that I've given you. Like I'll give you like 5 or 10, I don't know, 5 or 10 options, 5 to 10 options. And why is 5 or 10 or 5 to 10 so different? And you have to sell those 5 to or 10 options.
5 to our 10.
That would be kind of fun.
I think we could kill that.
Yeah.
But do I come up with like a
Yeah.
sneeze machine and then you have to sell me on a sneeze machine?
Yeah. It could be whatever you want.
Okay, bet.
Like the child lawsuit.
Comment, our one viewer, comment down below if that sounds
Hey,
and
man,
it's you.
Fucking 6. I like this. Thank you so much.
We should just start
anonymous
doing
viewer.
that. We should just start doing
That's actually funny. Anyways, hi and welcome back. How's 2025 so far? Without getting into it too much, because this is a safe space, and honestly, I need to like do stuff to get away from the horror of 2025, not to lean into it. So we're gonna like talk about it mad brief, but why is it fucking sucking?
Why? Okay, I had the highest hopes for 2025.
I did not.
Oh, I did. Because 2024 was not it for me, sister. And so I was like, you know what, 2025, it's an odd year. I usually have good years on odd years. So I was like, I got this in the bag. I got my new car. I have a Fiat now. I'm no longer driving an Escalade, which is great.
Okay, look, you don't need to brag about your fucking Fiat.
Oh, she's Italian, mama. She's temperamental.
Honestly,
I love it.
She is, if the bug had a sexy little cousin.
That's kind of, it does look like a little bug. It looks like if you zoomed in on an aphid that was white.
Yeah.
So if you see a white Fiat, it's me. I'm in every white Fiat now.
Do you think it's gonna, nobody knows this, but I'm gonna expose my mom right now because you know what? This asshole, love you, Mom. This asshole texted me like 4 days ago. My brothers are like of the age to like finish high school and move on to college. They're moving into college. And my mom's like, guess what? I have news for you. And I was like, I'm just fucking chilling on a Saturday, watching a movie, having a great time. Just had a burger and fries. Really, what more can it be, you know?
Yeah.
She messages me. I'm like, oh, somebody's getting married. Somebody blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, I have news about your brother. And I was like, okay, great. What?
What is it? Yeah.
And she's like, he's having a baby. And I was like, shut the fuck up. No, he's not. So I have like a mental breakdown.
Which one?
Silently.
Okay, hold on.
Eli.
Yeah. Got it.
Which, if like, it could happen. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
That's not real.
Well, no.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting there and I'm having like a silent, like panic attack. Leo's watching the movie and I'm just like trying to do like subtractions in my head, that kind of stuff.
Make all the math equations.
Yeah, fire at me. And she's like, just kidding. What the?
What do you mean just kidding, you bitch?
She's like, he got into college. I was like, great.
Good.
Thanks for that one. So, you know what? Payback. This isn't payback, but, you know, whatever. So, Spencer used to drive this. Wait, what was it?
Wait,
it was green.
The green one? A
Hyundai Accent?
2008. Hatchback.
I said Hyundai Accent before you said Hyundai Accent, so I'm taking that.
Yeah. Just like remove me out of that section.
I did. Yeah, you weren't speaking at all. She had this green Hyundai Accent, which in theory is not a very popular car.
No.
However, my mom kept seeing your car
everywhere.
All over the place.
Everywhere. She'd
all
go
of the
grocery
times.
shopping and it would just be like in the parking lot. And it's not a common car.
So she'd be like, why are you following me, Spencer? So I wonder if all of a sudden she's going to start seeing Fiats. Like, we should totally fuck with her.
Oh, she doesn't know I have one yet. I didn't mess with her.
You need to tell her, and then we need to fuck with her.
I'll send her pictures. She was seeing that, like, that Hyundai on, like, TV.
I've
like,
also,
in the color.
Yeah.
Like, that green color. She was like, what the fuck's happening?
I feel like I need to get her back somehow. Honestly, I'm contemplating, because I don't think she watches this, so let's just brainstorm. Now that she pulled that baby thing out of pocket, when I have a baby... No, before I have a baby.
I was going to say, it has to be before. Because she'll actually get excited if you're pregnant.
So I feel like in like 2 months or something, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. Just out of nowhere.
Send her like online. Like
no, I'm just going to casually say it. She's going to be like, hey, you want wine? No, I'm pregnant.
Ooh, I like that actually.
And she'd be like, what?
She'll drop the glass.
Just kidding.
Shatter. And then you're like, hello, just kidding. I got into college.
Payback's a bitch. I just got into college instead.
Yeah, she's like, wait,
oh
what?
my God, I should do that.
You're like, actually, just kidding again.
Actually, just kidding again. I want you to be there when we do it.
Okay, bet.
Okay.
Well, wait, maybe like Easter. Because I'm sure she'll invite me over for Easter.
At Easter dinner?
Yeah. If not, I'm inviting myself over.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
No one's here. They're in their pajamas. What are you doing here?
Spencer, get out.
Oh my God. So yeah, anyways, 2025 has been just
horrible.
Just too much. Like, you're asking a generation of people. This is how I'm going to say this.
Yeah, okay. Say it.
I'm going to say it without saying it.
You better say it.
I hope this works. You're asking a generation of people to move into this space and take lead in the world. To start making choices and being adults and fucking doing shit. And you leave us with this? That's what we got? This. I point to all of it. This is what you're this is what you're handing. It's like you got it's like when the older sibling gets the shirt for their birthday, and then they give it to the sibling under them, and they're like, guess what? You get my 7-year-old dusty, crusty ass hold-in shirt.
With mustard stains.
Make a life with it.
Honestly?
That's what you gave us?
Valid. I want to be so for real with you. I think about that every second day of my life. Because I graduate university this year, which means I have to fully walk into the world as an adult with a big girl job.
Don't do it. It's hard.
I'm dreading it.
It's not fun.
It's not. I don't know how to get benefits for myself. Because I just go through my university.
You know what?
Free for me.
At least we get benefits for when you work.
But you have to pay for them. I have car insurance, $200 a month.
Dude, your tuition pays for your benefits.
I know.
So you're paying for your benefits.
But it's feels the same.
It will feel the free when you're working.
But like, I also realize, like,
why are you stuck on the benefits? The benefits are the good thing. What about having to wake up when you don't want to wake up, having to have meetings that you don't want to have, having to talk to people that you don't want to talk to? That's an important one. Why are we talking about that? Just like
having to like wear outfits you don't want to wear just because they're business appropriate, or like
you can find loopholes around that one.
Good, because I hate a blazer, and I'm saying it right now. Blazers are the ugliest piece of clothing to exist unless you're a 80s mother, and like the full but like with the skirt. Then it's hot with like the shoulder pads.
I was literally just gonna say I love my blazers.
No, I hate that. I'm so sorry. Peace and love.
I'm gonna put on an outfit after this that will make you change your mind.
I doubt it, but you know what? Challenge accepted. Because I hate a blazer. Maybe
I have 2 blazers and I love them.
I think I hate the way they look on me. I don't have the body for a blazer.
No, it's not that you don't have the body, because I felt the exact same way when I was wearing blazers initially, and then I found the right blazers.
I just still think they're ugly. I think suits are ugly. Like,
well, I don't wear blazers
suits
with my suits. Like, I don't have suits. Who wears suits anymore?
I don't know. Every businessman downtown.
Look, here's the thing. When you're not a businessman downtown, you'll never, Spencer, you will never be a businessman downtown.
And, you know, God bless for that.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sorry, I have such a bad cough right now.
Welcome to 2025.
So that's how I'm just going to leave it, because I feel like the people who get it will fucking get it. But what absolutely. The hell?
No, but for real.
You ask us to fulfill the expectations of older generations and how it was for them, yet you give us less resources to do it, less money. Yeah, so much less money. And you give us maybe... This is all I'm going to say. You give us less rights for it too? Like, really?
No, you're like eating us up. Like,
and I'm trying to speak generally because, you know, not everybody lives in Canada. A lot of people live in the States.
If you're an American tuning in, may God
this is a
be
safe
with
this
you.
You need to change that. This is a safe place, and you are loved and appreciated and seen and heard, and you are a human being too. Even though a fucking Oompa Loompa is making your choices for you right now, and I'm so sorry for that. He's kind of making the choices for us in Canada too, which is really just... Like, who gave the toddler the mic? You know what I mean? That's it. That's all I'm going to say. We need to stop.
Period.
Because I'm gonna derail. But just like, what the fuck 2025? Seriously. How am I to continue... following through with my ambitions? The funny thing is, though, I will say this, maybe this is just how things work. Why is it when things get worse, I have a more of a drive to do better and do good?
Because you want out.
That's true.
I don't know.
I just feel like 2025 has been kind of like shoveling shit in my mouth, but at the same time...
That's such a funny phrase. I love that. Shoveling shit in my mouth.
But at the same time, I feel I've never felt so goal-oriented and driven and wanting to chase after things I really want and setting priorities for myself. Like, I've never been in this place the way that I am currently, yet the world could fall apart at any second. our houses could burn down because of climate change. LA, we love you guys so much.
Oh
I
my
hope
God,
you're
rest in
okay.
peace, LA.
The aliens could come and take us because apparently those exist now. And
I'm stoked about that.
or we could no longer afford oranges. Like, what the hell is what?
Just what the hell? And just why?
Just what the hell? 2025. What the hell?
Like, even housing. I don't even think about housing. It's just,
Do you know, like, now it's rare for. I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and they were like, it's rare now for you to be a grown adult and own a property. Like, and I was like, no, that can't be true. Like, I know a lot of people who own. And then I was talking to people and they're like, no, I rent. No, I rent. I rent. Or I bought my property pre 2020,
yeah.
like circa 2018. And I was kind of gobsmacked by that.
It's,
Because, like, we're not 22 anymore. We're like leaning into 30, maybe aggressively, maybe resistantly, your choice.
I'm
Live your life,
accepting
babe.
my 30s. They're coming. Not yet. We are 96, so we have one more year of being 20.
I don't even know. Here's the thing about 30. This is how I feel 30 will be.
Okay.
I feel like 30 will happen and then I won't know what happened until it happened. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be something that I do and somebody's going to be like, oh, you're such a 30-year-old. And I'm going to be like,
And then you're just going to drop dead.
I'm like, did I just age? And then I'm going to rapidly age like the guy from Indiana Jones. Yeah. Turn straight to dust. No, I honestly don't care about turning 30. But I also was kind of offended, but also I'm in this place where I need to tell you the story first before I tell you why I felt the way I felt. I need to have a real conversation. So I was in like this store and I was talking to somebody about something like very briefly and they're like, oh, well, like you'll be okay. Like, you're only like 22. And I
Was
was
this
like,
recently? Sorry.
yeah. And I was like, no, I'm not. And they're like, what?
Sorry, who were you talking
It was
to?
just somebody in the store. We were just talking about like life, and like I just happened across this old lady that like wasn't able to grab crackers, so I grabbed crackers for her, and because she was like a short old lady, and I felt great about that moment because I'm 5 and
Nothing.
1
fuck all.
centimeter, and so I can't really reach things either. But I was wearing high heels that day. I was feeling great, and I could reach her. I could get her crackers for her, which is awesome.
You could reach her.
I could get those saltines.
You could get the granny off the shelf.
Yeah. And so she was like, thank you, dear, blah, 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 blah. And we were talking. She wasn't that old. She didn't call me dear. But, like, you know, she was like 70,
Yeah.
maybe. And I was just talking to her about, like, she's like, I really love these crackers, but they're more expensive. And so we were just talking about inflation and all this kind of stuff. And I just started talking. And then I can't remember how it came into conversation. But it was something like, oh, I hope it gets better, and like, you know, maybe we can afford blah blah blah, like, oh, me and my husband, like, we were just casual talking, and she's like, oh, like, you're only 22, like, things will get better, just wait until you like get into your 30s. And I was like, I'm not 22. And in the moment I was like, hey lady, I'm a grown-ass adult. But at the same time I was like, oh, thank you so much.
I am.
Are you telling me?
22.
Is it a look or is it how I behave? Because one is concerning and one is a compliment.
I am with you on that. I was told recently that I look 21, which was like, I actually was a little insulted.
But at the same time, I'm like, thank you so much. Like, what am I doing?
But yeah, is it the way I act? Like, am I
I feel
don't
like,
think I act like a almost
but like,
30-year-old.
is it maybe having a youthful behavior is also good? You know?
I don't know. Maybe we just know how to play.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. People lose the like ability to play. I don't know how to explain that.
I don't chase you around a park.
We could.
We never did
Like,
that.
I would consider this play. It's like our own, like, this is like our
To be
make-believe.
creative and to be, I feel like millennials are still really good at that. And I feel like honestly, I'm here for Gen Z coming into the workforce.
Me too.
Y'all have the best expectations. Like, for my job, I have to read a lot of articles and all this kind of stuff, and a lot of stuff around like the workforce and workplace and yada yada, boring shit. But I have come across so many articles of the titles being like, Gen Z is redefining expectations of the workplace. Gen Z is pushing back on boundaries in the workplace and not working overtime and not doing more than what they're being paid for. And I think to a certain degree, like you have to kind of be willing to push yourself but that's millennial behavior too, because we were constantly trying to like, I think we're a people pleaser kind of generation.
We are.
Because of the parents that we had.
Yep.
And their generation of being very resistant to their previous generation of the boomers. So I feel like Gen Z is coming in and they're going, hey, we speak openly and freely about our mental health. We know there's more to life. We are more driven to be independently owned. Like we want to run our own companies and we want to pursue our desires and our dreams. And like the side hustle mentality is so much more in depth for the Gen Z generation. And honestly, you guys are kind of inspiring me as a millennial to like, and we're in a weird position because we're of that, shout out to my like 1996 to like 1999ers, because we are like millennials, but we're not millennials. We're also Gen Z. So
The Zillennials out there.
yeah, to the Zillennials, like I feel like there's something really magical about that sweet spot because you get a dose of both.
Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. So, but also the worst of both worlds. Can we talk about that one too? Just horrible mental health and people-pleasing personalities that do not coexist
But
with
like
each other.
self-aware.
Self-aware,
people-pleasing.
but also self-aware that you're dying. Like it's
And I wonder what it is.
existential.
I have a little bit of a theory on this. I'm sorry. We had like topics technically we wanted to talk about. We're very
I
off
think we
topic.
still have some time. We're only 30 minutes in.
Okay, we'll get to like the other
This
stuff in a
is
second.
like little tidbits today.
Yeah.
You're getting a tidbit podcast.
We also haven't seen each other in a while, and I think that's probably why we're like. Bah, 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 bah. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Gen Z. I think it's because we grew up without technology. That was sort of kind of in our
In the early phases
of
life.
our life, but like we still had a childhood without technology.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that like the way parents conducted the household was like not normal. And I think that's why we're people pleasers, is because we just kind of accepted our environment. Whereas Gen Z can go on TikTok and be like, oh shit, everyone else feels the same way and we all fucking hate this. There must be something wrong with it. Like they can kind of like communicate in that way and like form a community.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, they're more outspoken. And that's why I think that the USA wanted to ban TikTok, is because they realized, oh shit, everyone's talking and they're getting mad.
I think there's a
especially
slew
at,
of
like, the
reasons
government.
as to why they wanted to ban TikTok, and her resurrection was not expected, but I don't hate it.
See, I didn't think TikTok was ever actually going to go away.
I don't know. I never thought Vine was going to go away, dude.
Vine, I think, was a natural death, though.
And then Vine was a mourning process for me. I miss Vine. Can we go back to Vine days?
See, I
just
don't want...
just give me a week where Vine still exists.
1 week.
I just want 1 week.
1 week. Do it on my reading break. That's all I can do.
I miss it so much. But I agree with you. I think there's a slew of reasons, but I do think there's a level of self-awareness. But because there's also a level of self-awareness, it means that you are hyper aware of your experiences. And sometimes you need to detach from your mental health. Sometimes you need to remind yourself that you're still just a human. You're not just a pile of the mental health issues.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a slippery slope to be self-aware and to understand and to process your own experiences and to heal from those. I think everybody comes with their slew of, this is turning into a preach, but I'm going to finish what I say and then I'm going to shut the hell up. But I feel like we all come with our own baggage. We all have our own, mental hurdles to overcome. The point is not to sit and hold on to those and go, this is how I identify and this is how I am. Instead, you take those things and you go, how can I be better because of it? How can I shape myself and release these challenges that I'm dealing with and move past them and grow from them? I think that is the line that you have to walk. And it's so easy to go like, oh, I'm this way because of how I am. And it's true. But at the same time, another person maybe is the same as you, but they may deal with it differently. And so they have better or worse experiences because of it. And so I feel like Gen Z sometimes deals with that and it can almost kind of over trump their experiences because they let it consume them, versus the millennials who are still trying to figure out how to identify that and how to be open and honest about it without feeling like they're being ridiculed by the older generations who were very much like, we have these issues. Like, I feel like our parents' generation was like, we have these issues, but we're just going to smoke and drink and like numb the pain.
Yes.
And then you have the boomers who were like, the pain doesn't exist. Pretend it doesn't exist. Die without telling anybody it exists.
There's no such thing as pain.
Yeah, there's no such thing as pain. We don't talk about those things. We don't talk about our feelings. And you have the generation who came from that who were like, I have these feelings, I have this pain, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to numb it out. And then you have our generation who is like, how do I make my experience not impact my previous generation family members? How do I be the best I can be to support them? I need to make sure what I'm doing doesn't impact them. It's very much like that people pleasing trait. And then you have the Gen Zers who are like, I don't give a fuck. And you know what? You guys didn't give us the tools that we needed. And so we're going to start trying to redefine it for ourselves, and we're going to be open and honest about it. But maybe we're being too open and honest about it. Maybe we're doing too much. Maybe we need to also learn to slow down and be present. And I feel like there's just like a descent of perspectives that is happening in the best way possible, but also maybe not in the best way possible. But I will say that I feel like the Gen Zers have gotten closer to the mark than I've seen other generations get to.
Oh, totally. I do give Gen Z
When it comes
their
to being
flowers.
open and honest and self-aware and not defining each other by things that they can't control,
Yeah.
which I think is really special. Anyways,
We'll put a pin in that topic
that
for
feels
now.
like a
but-
really special way to end What the Fuck 2025.
What the fuck, 2025?
Now, on a side note, the reason we haven't seen you guys in a while is because I was away on vacation.
Whoa.
I went to Disney for the first time.
Yeah,
and
Disney World.
Disney World,
Preface.
which I feel
she
like
went
is
to the bougie one.
I had a great time. I've
never been. I'm so excited to hear your story.
I went to Magic Kingdom. I went to Animal Kingdom. I went to Island of Adventure, which is technically Universal. I didn't go to Universal, though. We just went to Island of Adventure. And then I went to Hollywood Studios. I'm going to rank them for you, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, I'm so excited.
As a full-grown adult woman who enjoys rides, gets a little motion sick. I can get motion sick on rides if I do too much. This is my ranking.
Okay. How many worlds is there in total? Because you only went to a few.
So there's for Disney. There's Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot.
What is Epcot? That's
Epcot is like a science one.
Okay.
That's also where you can like drink around the world and eat around the world.
Right. You didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I didn't do that. And then there might be another one. There might not be. And then for Universal, there's Island of Adventure, and then there's Universal Studios.
Oh, okay.
And then, bro,
Oh, there's more?
when you go to Universal, there's this store right now. They're opening another space for parks. It's like a park, but several different themes.
Okay.
It's called Epic.
Oh, shit.
In Epic, they're opening a Mario World.
Shut up. That's cool.
They're opening a How to Train Your Dragon World.
That's fucking cool.
Where they have like a roller coaster that's like the dancing dragons.
Oh, that's so cool.
Bro, I fucking know. They have Super Mario. They have How to Train Your Dragon. They're extending Harry Potter.
Cool.
So they're doing the
Diagon
Ministry.
Alley. Okay, never mind. I was guessing.
Well, Diagon Alley is already there.
Oh, okay.
So there's Hogsmeade and then there's Diagon Alley. Universal has Diagon Alley. Hogsmeade is Island of Adventure. So I went to the Hogsmeade side of it.
Got it. Okay.
And then they're doing the Ministry. So the green room where they fight, that's what they're building.
So cool.
So they're extending the Harry Potter, and then they're doing one more. Sorry, I try not to look at my phone too much when we're podcasting, but
That's okay.
I want to tell you all of them.
Because I know there's just so many. I've heard people who have like gone to like every single one of them. Like they say like you have to book like a week basically.
Oh, dude. Okay. So then this one was really cool. They're doing a dark universe.
What is that?
That's all your dark creatures. You're like creature features. So like the werewolf, Dracula, a mummy.
Bitch, we're going.
Dude, isn't that fucking cool?
Kid, we need more subscribers so we can get sponsors so we can go and film it.
Yeah, we would film
Universal sponsor us. Never.
Dude, that would be so fun. So yeah, when Epic comes out, I think it's coming out like next year or the year after.
That's
we'll wait
so
and then we'll go.
cool.
But yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Let's get
cool.
into your ranking.
So again, I'm a full grown adult, so Disney was great, but like I definitely feel like I came from like with adult eyes. However, as a girl who always wanted to see Disney, don't get me wrong, like oh, fuck, they're so good at what they do.
They are.
But this is my ranking. Do you want me to start from lowest to highest? Let me do lowest to highest. That's a little bit more.
Start from.
No, we're not doing middle.
No, I was gonna say second last place. Save. Actually, no.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Second
I lied.
last place?
No. I don't want to confuse you or myself.
Okay.
Just start from last place.
You're right. That would happen. Okay. Last place.
That would happen.
Last place.
You don't even know.
Hold on.
You're.
Where did I go again? Island of Adventure, Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. Last place, Hollywood Studios.
I think that's a valid. I would probably like guess that, but tell me why.
The only thing it has going for it is Star Wars. The Star Wars part is amazing.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry, I've never been. Can you explain? So what is the Hollywood?
Hollywood Studios is like a lot of kind of like diner themed Mickey Mouse stuff. They have like a few rides, but nothing like crazy. They do have this water show at night that's kind of like Fantasia coded.
Cool. Okay.
So like Mickey is like shooting water in the air, and that one's pretty cool. In the middle they have like the Hollywood like, you know, in Chinatown they have that. In LA they have like that it's like a temple.
The Chinese theater?
Yeah, the Chinese theater. They have that in Hollywood Studios.
Oh, cool.
They have like Inside Out. Hollywood Studios has a lot of like meet your mascots. So like you can meet Edna Mode, you can meet the blue-haired girl from Inside Out. You can meet these
Sadness.
Not Sadness. The other blue-haired girl.
Oh, Joy.
Joy. I think like Sully's there from Monsters Inc. Like they have like a lot of interactive people. They have like the Indiana Jones ride. They have like a few things that are more like Hollywood themed.
Oh,
then they
okay.
have the Star Wars side of it. And when you walk in, you feel like you're going to like, and I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Like I can't speak to the detail of it because I didn't grow up like really leaning into Star Wars. I definitely watched Star Wars more when I got older, and I'm kind of the side that likes the newer ones over the older ones, which I know is like
controversial.
People
guillotine
like,
this
will
bitch.
treat this as a hot take, but I don't know a ton about it. So, but I will say, like, you walk in and the atmosphere is Star Wars. You walk, even the bathrooms are like you're in a Star Wars bathroom. Cool. It's super cool. And then they have like the Millennium Falcon, which is one of the rides, and you go in with 6 people, and you have 2 drivers. So Leo and I were the drivers, and when you drive the Millennium Falcon, and you feel like you're driving it, and you can't like smash into shit, because if you smash in, then you damage your ship, and it will pull percentage points from you.
You were driving? Were the people behind you like screaming in terror?
Well, you're in a pod, and it moves like you're driving.
Oh.
You're not actually driving the ship.
Do you wear 3D glasses with those ones?
No.
Okay.
But you're like you're in a driver's pod.
Got it.
And you feel like you're driving. Like you can feel the bangs when you run into something.
Cool.
And when you like lean to the side, you can feel yourself turning. Like the thing about Disney is they are so good at using your senses and creating an atmosphere because of it. Mm-hmm. So the Millennium Falcon ride was really fun. They have another one that I wasn't able to go on, but it's like a 14-minute ride, and apparently you go
14 minutes?
Yeah, and you go into like different spaces. You see like the stormtroopers, and it's very interactive as well. And then they have like Kylo Ren and like stormtroopers like wandering the park. So like I was sitting on this light eating lunch, and technically it wasn't a chair, but they didn't have any chairs, and I was just sitting on it. But the park keepers, like the people who actually like work there, they didn't care that I was sitting on this thing. But a stormtrooper came up to me and was like, "Get down." And I was like, "No." And like I like fought with the stormtrooper.
He shoots you.
And he was like, "Are you part of the resistance?" And so he started like interrogating me because he's like, "You're part of the resistance."
Oh, see, I can't role play like that.
It was so
I would
it was
start
so
like getting
cool.
giddy. Like I wouldn't know
Well,
what
and
to
I
do.
was just like, and then they're on the stage, and I was sitting on this because we were watching the show when Kylo Ren comes out and he starts looking for the resistance. And the woman that he was with, she's like one of the like commanders. She was like, if you're part of the resistance, we will find you. And I like, I was like, yeah. And she like made eye contact with me and she's like, we will find you. And then they started walking towards me. And that's when the stormtrooper was like, get down. And I was like, no.
I
Like,
love that.
it was
That's
super
fun.
fun.
That is really
They
fun.
have like a little eatery space, like where you can have lunch and buy stuff. And they have like specialty drinks and food. And you're like in this shipping area. Like you have shipment containers like above you and the doors open like they're airlocked.
That's cool.
It was super cool. The Star Wars space was cool, but that's all Hollywood Studios had. So I feel like that's why it's last place for me.
That's fair. That's totally fair. You'd think it'd have more like of the like haunted, like the famous haunted houses or something. Just like when I think of Hollywood, that's kind of what I think of like sets more so.
Yeah, no,
Which I
I
guess
mean
that's
they
what
did,
the
but
Star
I
Wars-
also, and I will preface this, Hollywood Studios was a half-day event for me because I got sick halfway through, so I had to go back to the hotel.
Not the swine flu. What happened?
Well, I got COVID.
Nice.
Yeah, amazing.
Congrats.
And I
in
literally
2025,
and I
that
literally
was so
passed
5
out
years
in my
ago.
hotel room from literal sheer exhaustion. My body broke down.
Aw, you
I
poor
had to go to
thing.
the hotel and I passed out. When I woke up, I had like a fever like 103.
Was this like the first day you were there?
No, it was the last day.
Oh, God bless.
The next day
so
we
you
were
were good
flying
for
out.
everything else.
Yeah.
So that might have also put a damper on things.
Well, and honestly, it doesn't seem like a lot, but 4 parks in 4 days is bananas, dude. You're walking 20,000 steps a day.
Was it busy?
Yeah, but apparently it wasn't as busy as what they say it can be, and it was cold in Florida. So it was actually kind of nice because you weren't standing in the like scorching heat, but it got cold at night.
What is cold? Like for them?
It was pretty cold. Like
Oh, shit,
as a
really?
Canadian, I was chilly.
Well, it was probably like a humid cold.
It was a humid cold, and
There
I'm
you
not
go.
used to that either. We're on the West Coast. We don't get humidity cold. We're not on the far West Coast, but we're West. So that's why Hollywood Studios was last place. Second to last, fourth place is, and this sounds crazy.
Third place.
No, Island Adventure, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, fucking Magic Kingdom. Oh yeah, 4. Sorry, third place. Why did I add an additional park? Third place, which is crazy because I didn't expect this, is Magic Kingdom.
Shut up. Was not expecting that.
I know.
I'm mad at you.
Let
Just
me
kidding.
tell you why though.
Okay.
Magic Kingdom is fun.
Yes.
So fun. And dude, one of the best rides I was on was in Magic Kingdom.
What was it?
It was the Tron ride.
The Tron ride.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very magical.
Dude, hold on. So,
What's the theme? Is this not the princess themed park?
well, I'll tell you. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
So when you go to Magic Kingdom, there's different quadrants in the park. You have science. You have like mining town.
Okay.
You have like water, and you have water. That's not it, but you have different sections.
Yeah.
So you have like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in one area. You have the science area, which had like fucking Toy Story, like Buzz Lightyear and Tron. And they had like this one that was Monsters Inc. And it was like you go in and it was a show and it was a comedian making you laugh and it would fill
That's cute.
the screaming, like the
Yeah.
containers.
That's really cute.
So there was the science spot. There was like the water and the pier, and they had like the haunted mansion that you go into.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
They had like Ariel and her, like, I don't know if hers was a ride. They had like Peter Pan and all those kind of ones. They had, what else did they have? I'm trying to think about which rides we went on.
I do think that because I've never been to Disney World, but I've been to Disneyland in California and Disneyland in Paris, and I find that the like magical kingdoms are typically veered more towards kids.
So that's one of the reasons why it's third place, is because it was very children involved. So the rides weren't too intense, which was good, but like the Tron ride was really cool because you go in and it's like a roller coaster. So it launches you and then you do this track, but the roller coaster doesn't have you sitting upright in the roller coaster. It has you leaning on a bike, like the Tron bike.
Oh my God.
And so it
Wait,
launches,
what?
and the whole point of the ride is that you're racing the orange team, which is in Tron. you're the orange team, or you're the blue team and they're the orange team. And so as you're in the science one too, they have something called Space Mountain, which is a super popular ride in Disney World. It's been around for a while. The whole roller coaster is in the dark though. So you're being surrounded by stars and planets. You're basically taking a roller coaster through the galactic universe.
Through space.
Yeah. And so Tron was like that, but newer. Space Mountain is really old. And so you can kind of see the track, and it's dark and it's a little bit more rocky.
She must be in her 30s.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Tron's in her, like, early
Tron
20s.
is like early 20s. She's hitting the ground running, and it launches you out, and then it takes you. I have a video of it. I'm going to show it to you. It takes you up the sidewall of this like ceiling that is outside while people are lining up waiting to go on the ride, and it lights up the ceiling for you, and then you get launched into this room that is dark, and there's projections on the wall, and it's you going through circles fighting the orange team.
That's so
Dude,
cool.
it was so... We did the ride twice. We did it once and we were in the middle, and then the second time we asked to be in the front. So we were at the front of the roller coaster. And it is... I shit you not, it was one of the best rides I ever rode. Like...
I'm like trying to picture it, and I honestly can't. The bikes are throwing me off. I'm imagining like literally a bicycle.
Okay, lean it. So this is part of the track. So this is where you go to line up, is over here. And then... Oh, shit. Hold on. What did I do?
It already looks cool though.
Fuck, where
Did you have a fast pass?
For the Avatar ride we did, which I'll get to that.
Ooh, not the Avatar ride. Oh my
Okay,
god.
here it's coming. Hold on. It takes a second. I'm going to, for anybody who's curious about this footage, I'm going to give it to our editor to input so you can see what I'm talking about.
Oh shit. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that is so cool.
You're on a bike. You're leaning forward on a bike.
That is actually so
It was
cool.
really short, which was kind of unfortunate. But when you go in, like, they put you in this room. And that's the cool thing about Disney too, is while you're waiting in line, you don't feel like you're waiting in line because there's a lot of interactive stuff.
Yeah.
So they put you in this room and they scan you and they're like, we're going to digitize you to put you into the video game, because that's what Tron does. And then it's like, here we go. And then you're in front of this like glass screen that's like somebody talking to you, and then it flashes through and it's like a glass wall that you can see through, and in front of you is the entrance track where people are being launched out on the roller coaster.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
like you've been digitized and it goes boom, and when the lights come back on, you see somebody go on like you see these people launched on their roller coaster. It's
so cool.
so fucking cool, dude. So Tron made Magic Kingdom partly for me because that ride was just so amazing. However, when I tell you that the nighttime show with the castle, when they play the show on the castle, it's like a 5-7 minute show where they show all your favorite characters, they play music. It's so beautiful. And they do different kind of categories. So they do like a love category where they show people falling in love. They show you like overcoming triumph and being heroic. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
They have one where it's like the villains, and they project it on the castle, and it's so interactive. Like it like looks like you're watching the castle, but it's changing colors and all these things. When I tell you I sobbed like a fucking baby, I sobbed. And it was because it was so magical, and you just feel like heroic, and you feel like how the movies make you feel is how this made me feel. It was amazing. Jaw-dropping, life-changing. So just wow.
With the fireworks in the back.
Fireworks, they launch the fireworks. Tinkerbell comes from the top of and it's a person who's on like a fucking bungee cord, dude, like flying in the air.
She's serving people.
They launch a Tinkerbell and she's flying through the air on a zip line with and she's covered in lights so you can see her because it's dark, and she's waving her wand, and dude, it's so cool.
It's really
so
cool.
They just know how to knock it out of the park, and they do that every single night.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the way they're able to like recreate the
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
Because it is magical.
It's so magical. And like we saw the parade, and the parade was super magical too. So I mean, like, it had its benefits. I will say though, and I'm just gonna put this one out here, there's a ride called Jungle Cruise in Magic Kingdom, which is like you're going through like an animatronic cruise of like different, it's kind of based off the movie Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. But it's a ride. And so you go on the ride and you see like elephants and you see alligators and stuff, and hippos, but it's all animatronic. But somebody's like driving this boat, like a person that works there, and they're giving you like funny commentary and stuff. We were like, let's go on this ride. It's super chill. Like it's going to be nice. And I feel like that was the ride I disliked the most, not because it wasn't a bad ride, but because we fucking waited like 2.5 hours to get on this ride. It was not worth the time we waited.
And it was like, you're just like river cruising.
I was like, this is so stupid. Like, it was just, it's a cool ride, but do not wait longer than like 40 minutes for that ride. So, and the line is so mundane and annoying. Like, I don't know. Magic Kingdom is third place for
was that
reason.
in Magic Kingdom?
Yes.
The Jungle
Cruise. Yeah.
Okay.
Magic Kingdom was great. It's amazing for kids. They had some really cool rides. The scenery was super cool. We ate a lot of food there, which was really nice.
How was the food?
It was pretty good.
Did you have like any like funky like Disney specials?
Not really. I mean, I had this like drink in the Tron space that was kind of like an electrolyte drink that was kind of cool. We had like Tiana's beignets from Princess and the Frog. We had, our big thing was Dole Whip. We lived off of the Dole Whip is an ice cream, but it's like very specific to not Disney, but Disney is the one that kind of has Dole Whip. You can buy it online, but it's a bit of an experience. But people like rave about Dole Whip. Before we went to Disney, it was like that was the thing people kept talking about. It's like, if you're gonna have anything, have Dole Whip. And it was the pineapple Dole Whip was amazing. It's creamy and it's like citrusy like pineapple, and it was just, we had Dole Whip any chance we got.
I love that for you.
So that is why Magic Kingdom is third place. And I say that almost kind of reluctantly because there's parts of Magic Kingdom that deserve first place in my heart. But collectively, third place.
Okay, I think that's fair. To be fair, you didn't go to like a lot of them. And it's like, some of them's got to be ranked at the bottom. And that's not to say it was like garbage. It's just like you had more fun at other places.
Yeah. Now, first place, by telling you what second place is, you're going to know what first place is.
Wait, okay, what's left? You have
Island of Adventure and Animal Kingdom.
I think Island Adventure is going to be first place. Yeah, okay. I knew it.
And honestly, one ride made it first place.
What was it?
Do you want me to tell you about my first place ranker or my second place first?
Go second place.
Okay, so second place is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom came so close to being first place for me because
I've heard really good things about this park.
This park, you walk in and there's this big tree that is super beautiful. Everything's like, the tree is like wood and they have like animals in the tree that are carved from the wood.
Oh, cool.
They had the Lion King show, which I will say, like, I saw the musical Lion King. This is like a 5-minute segment of that. And holy shit, they knocked it out of the park. Like, the performance of the Lion King show in Animal Kingdom is fantastic. Like, they deserve Broadway. They were so good. So, I mean, and you have these 4 people, like the leads, and they're all singing popular songs. So one person was singing like Be Prepared, one person was singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight, one person was singing like I Just Can't Wait to Be King. And I'm just gonna say, we heard that song and then for like 3 days straight, Leo and I would be in the park and we'd be like, and I just can't wait to be king. Just like out of nowhere. We'd just be walking around and we would say that shit. And people would be like, what is wrong with you?
Fuck?
Like my ADHD was like kicking in at the moment.
They're like that hyperfixation.
To be king. Yeah, like hyperfixating. That and like, what the fuck? Like the parrot. Yeah. Those two were, what the fuck?
I love that parrot.
So yeah, that was super cool. The space that really came to play in Animal Kingdom was Pandora's space. The Avatar space.
Okay.
Was gorgeous. They have these floating islands. I'm just going to turn this so you can
Honestly,
see.
I could see, like, there's no way they couldn't make the Avatar. Oh my God. How? What the fuck?
I don't know. But they have these floating islands that you walk through and you go into a ride. And in this ride, dude, okay. In the Avatar world, you go into this one ride and you ride a banshee. And
You ride a banshee.
yeah. So the banshees that they ride in
Hey,
Avatar,
girl.
you sit on it, you go into this room and they are like, oh, you're going to link up to your avatar and you're going to learn how to fly a banshee. And then they send you into this room and it's these like pods. You just sit on a chair and there's like these handles and then there's like a wall in front of you and they give you like these they give you like these goggles to put on, like 3D glasses.
Okay.
And so it's like you and like maybe 5 other people and you're sitting side by side with each other. And they're like, okay, we're linking you up to your avatar. And they have like a screen that scans your face. You can see yourself in the screen. And then it's like, all right, you're paired. And they open this wall and in front of you is this giant screen.
Oh my god.
Giant screen. And you can see there's another room next to you where other people go. When the wall opens up, you can see the other people.
Oh, cool.
If
So
you
you're like
turn.
alone in this pod?
No, you're surrounded by other people. Like
Oh.
if you look next to you, you can see the people next to you, but there's another room that you can't see because there's a wall, like you're confined. But when the wall opens up, you can see the other people in the room.
Oh, okay.
And so you're sitting on this banshee or like this stool,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it starts breathing on your legs.
Oh my god.
Like you're on a banshee.
That's so cool.
So you feel it breathing, and then because it's a screen and because it's surrounding you, like you know those like movie theaters that you go into and they were like 360.
So it's like a VR experience.
Yeah, it is a VR experience.
Okay.
So you feel, but it's around you. You don't have anything on your head to other than the 3D glasses that make you feel like you're in the 3D experience. You actually feel like you're doing it. And so you're following this avatar around on his banshee and he's teaching you how to ride yours. And it has you like when you lean, the thing leans with you.
Oh, you're like, I'm
and
falling.
you're falling and you're flying, and then all of a sudden one of the big banshees, like the monster banshees in the first movie, comes and attacks you, and when it bumps into you, you get thrown back. Like it feels like you're riding an animal.
That's so cool.
And then the thing is breathing, and when it gets scary, it breathes faster on your legs, and then when you're flying through water, you get sprayed, and so it feels like you're going through the water and you're getting sprayed in the face. When you go into different sceneries, it smells different. Like if you're in the rainforest, it smells like a rainforest. If you're in the ocean, it smells like the ocean.
That's so cool.
It was the coolest. I had goosebumps the entire time. And when you're flying, like I was like full, not screaming. I was whooping. I was like cheering because I was having so much fun on this ride.
Aw,
it
that's
was
so
so cool.
cute.
We did it twice because it was such a good ride.
Is it like a longer one too?
It's kind of short.
Did you get barfy with like the VR glasses?
Yeah, so a lot of the rides made me kind of motion sick, and the feeling of falling is not something that I love, but
Yeah.
I was able to fight through the pain. We took some Dramamine and stuff to combat it, but definitely was one of the rides that kind of made me a little woozy. I feel like there maybe was another ride in the Avatar world, but I can't remember it right now. But that ride is what sticks in my memory. Animal Kingdom had like a safari, like of live animals that you could see, like a zoo.
Cool.
Within the park. And so you would ride in this car and you would see like the hippos and you'd see lions and you'd see giraffes, and they had a tiger, and you could talk to people about these animals. So they literally had like a safari zoo in the Animal Kingdom park. And there was apes and chimps, and it was super cool. It was very animal centered.
Well, I'd hope so. It's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
You walk in and it's construction. You're like, what the fuck? Cool. They give you a jackhammer.
Yeah, right. What other rides were there? Honestly, I'm telling you, like Pandora's World, like took me by storm.
I'm like, okay, because like you spent like a day basically in each, world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you have time for like all the shit? That would be like, I think that would be like where I struggle.
I mean, you can
like,
only do a handful of rides if you don't have the fast pass, because you're waiting in line for like 40 minutes for one ride, 50 minutes for another ride. So that does take a chunk of your time. But we would get to the park at 8 and we would leave at like, minus Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, I think, closed at like 7 or 6, but we were there until like 10.
Yeah.
All day. But they like, and they don't have a ton of rides when you think about it. So like they had one that was the Avatar one. The Kilimanjaro safaris, which I just told you about. They had this one called Expedition Everest, which was like a roller coaster, and you went up the Everest mountain in a roller coaster, and then you went backwards.
Oh, cool.
And then there was like a Yeti, and it was great. It made me a little queasy, so definitely wasn't like my top favorite.
Were you like popping gravel like every other hour?
Kind of. a little bit.
That's how I had to get through my like Disney experience. Is I had like a pack of gravel and I went through the whole thing in
They
a
had
day.
this show called It's Tough to Be a Bug, which was Bug's Life.
Cute.
You're in a theater and the bugs are giving you a show, but they have like puppets that come down and the seats, like when bugs are crawling on the floor, the seats move under you. Like it was super interactive. So I would say some of the shows were really impressive. But because, the Navi River Journey, that's the other one. So this one was super like chill. It was like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. You're just on this boat watching characters move and talk to you. But because it's a newer ride, the animatronics look so lifelike.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're literally going through the Navi's like forest and there's like people singing and animals and the main characters, like the avatar creatures, are as tall as they would be in real life. And they're
cool.
talking to you, and so that one was super chill and quite nice. But because there was like, the reason it's number 2 is because of Avatar and that world, that really, and honestly the Lion King show was just so impressive to me. But yeah, Festival of the Lion King, that's what it's called. But it didn't have, the reason Island of Adventure tops out is because there was several rides I was in awe of.
Yeah.
Island of Adventure is Universal, so it wasn't made for the kids, it was made for the adults, which also applies here. And that's why I say, like, I'm an adult woman who, like, you know, I'm not a child anymore, so Island of Adventure topped out for me. And here's the reason why. Harry Potter World
I was going to say that's probably the
was
reason.
amazing. We went on, there was a few I couldn't do because they were severe motion sickness warnings, and I was like, I'm gonna be sick.
They give you warnings? At least that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. They give you warnings on anything. So if you have like back issues, if you're pregnant, they're like, this is who we don't recommend to ride this ride.
Right.
Because it's like they need to in order to. It's not Callaway Park, baby. This is Disney. Like
They go hard.
and they are very professional about it. So
Well, they have to be.
and we hit an hour. This is gonna be a long podcast.
Sorry, everybody. We're almost done.
So, definitely was like, just the castle. They have, the stores are interactive. People are dressed up in robes. Like, it was just a very, and we were in the Hogsmeade side, but the rides in the Harry Potter world were so impressive. We went on the one that was new and newer, and that is Hagrid's ride. It's like you're on a roller coaster, but one person's on a bike and one person's in like the little buggy.
Oh, that's so cute.
And you're going pretty fast on this roller coaster, and then they take you backwards on the ride.
Oh, that's even
And then
cooler.
they put you in a room and they're like, "Oh, watch out." And then the floor opens and you drop.
Oh my god.
So it was super crazy and like intense, and it was just like, it was our first ride that we did that day, and it was so cool, and it like kicks you into adrenaline. Island of Adventure is Island of Adventure. It was all adrenaline all the time. So that's why that space was so cool. It was just like, you're in the Harry Potter world. We had butterbeer. We had like, which honestly, the butterbeer, like, it's okay. It's not amazing, but it's, it's an experience.
What did it taste like? Isn't it just
Cream
butterscotch?
soda and
Oh.
kind of butterscotch.
Okay.
I had the slushy version. You can do like a sparkling version. You can do a slushy version. I did the
I
slushy.
feel like the sparkling I'd throw up if I did a ride.
Well, and I drank half of it and then I got rid of it because I was scared that I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
Because we had more rides to do, because there were so many rides. We were in line a lot. So that's partly why it was number 1. The other reason it was number 1 is because they have the Jurassic World. And so you go from Harry Potter to Jurassic World. And in Jurassic World, they have like the Jurassic stores that you see in the movie. You can go in there and there's like eggs that you can watch like hatch and all this kind of stuff. But they recently installed this ride called the Velocicoaster. And this fucking ride, dude. This ride is, I have to say it. Oh, Leo just asked me if you're still vegetarian.
No. I haven't been vegetarian for a while. I was vegetarian for like a good long while, but no, I'm not.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna look up the actual like logistics of the Velocicoaster so I can give you a perspective.
Paint me a picture.
I need to paint you a picture for this because holy shit, dude.
I will say, when I was in Universal
You want
in
a hot dog?
California, sure, I would love it. Where? From where?
Costco.
Yes, fuck yeah. I would love a hot dog. Actually, fuck me up with that hot dog. Slap me across the face with that hot dog.
I didn't say that to my husband, but
Please don't.
fuck me up.
A proper just like, yes, please, and thank you will suffice. But between you and me, squirrel friends, I want it shoved up my nose.
Okay, relax. Okay, relax.
I apologize.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking up.
Sorry. Also, I will say when I was in Universal in California, one of the best rides was the Jurassic Park ride. Like I still think about that, and that one was janky because it was like ripping, so you could see like the mechanics underneath.
I love that. Great. Yeah. So the Velocicoaster was installed in 2021, so it's new.
Okay. Very new.
Very new. There is a signature 155-foot tall like drop.
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
155-foot tall drop. So
that's
the
insane.
whole concept of this ride is you're going in and you line up and they're like, you're going to race velociraptors.
Okay. Period.
Yeah. So you have
like on foot.
You have Owen from on foot. You have Owen from Jurassic World, who was with the velociraptors in the movie. He's explaining to you that you're going to race these velociraptors, and there's like screens, and it's really setting up this anticipation because you have to put all your shit in a locker before you go on the ride so you don't lose any of your stuff. So you're like, okay, this is like a real ride if you have to like lock your shit up. And so they're like, you're going to be racing the velociraptors, and you can hear them like before you even see them. You can hear them like squeaking and making all this noise. Meanwhile, creepy. You hear the people screaming on this roller coaster because it was a crazy roller coaster. And then the closer you get, you actually see one of the velociraptors is animatronic, and it's locked in one of those you watch the Jurassic World movies, right?
Yeah.
You know how they had that muzzle that they were locked in? You see it locked in the muzzle, and you're walking around it, and it's like breathing fast, and it's moving, and it's like ready to go.
Like it's like walking around you?
Not walking around, it's locked in.
Oh, okay.
So you see it muzzled, and its head is like pointing towards you, and it's breathing, and it's blinking, and it's kind of like moving, but it's muzzled. So it's not,
can't do anything.
It can't do anything. But it's like screeching at you, like you'll walk by and it'll be like, gah! Like it's jump scary. Yeah. I don't know whatever the velociraptor noise make, it's like that not that, it's like home. Like
I know what you mean. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Ho.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
It's like that noises. Super like high pitch.
Yeah. So then you keep going, and there's this window, and you hear the screech of the velociraptor, and then like a projected picture of one like walks by and stares at you, and then it runs, and as it runs, the velocicoaster shoots past the window, so you see how fast it's going.
Oh my
The whole
God.
concept of this ride was that it's so fast, and so you get closer and you get closer, and all of a sudden they put you in the ride. And the thing about this ride is when you're strapped in, traditionally when you're on a roller coaster, you're strapped in, your feet are locked in, and you're snug. You're like a bug in a rug. You're snug. You feel good. The Velocicoaster, you are in this thing. It's kind of like a swing. You're next to your person, whoever you're sitting next to. They lock you in, and your feet are free hanging.
Is it like a bench?
Yeah.
And then like you guys are
But you're in a seat. You're in a chair. Let me see if I can find a photo to show you.
I think I know what you mean. But like that's like you're just dangling there.
Your legs are dangling. Hold on, let me seat.
They should have put you on a bike. Like in Tron.
Right?
Now race it. Put you in a little car.
And you're not locked in up here. You're locked in down here.
I don't like
This
it.
is the seat.
I don't like that. When you like I'm in a diaper? Like what do you mean? What the fuck?
That's all you're locked in.
I hate that.
It creates this sense of like insecurity when you're sitting in it, because you're like, I'm not locked the fuck in. You're locked in.
It's like a child's
dude.
seatbelt,
It's like
almost.
a swing. It's one of those swings that you sit in when you're a kid.
I'm just like I'm buzzing out because I'm like, how is that like protective?
So you also don't have anything to really hold on to.
Your back and your chest aren't really strapped in.
Yeah.
Which like if you're going fast, I think that would
So you sit in this thing. This is what you have, and you have nothing to hold on to here. You hold on to these little handles in front of you.
How would you even reach the handles?
This is. I held on for dear fucking life.
When
I tell you, I latched onto that seat. That is what you're sitting in.
Oh my God, no.
So you have this sense of insecurity the minute you sit in the chair, because you're like, holy balls, I'm not latched in at all. And you are, but you're not. And so
it's like by your thighs.
It's by your thighs. Everything is down here. There's nothing up here. Even your head is like kind of free floating. So
That my neck would break. Like, are you joking? What do you mean?
So this coaster, and I'll show you pictures of the actual coaster after, but I still want to continue to paint a picture for you.
You're not going upside down, are you?
No, and I think that's why you're maybe there's one inversion.
Absolutely not. With no like shoulder.
Okay, hold on.
Absolutely
so, 155-foot tall drop.
My limbs
right?
are just out for fucking
4 inversions. There's 4 inversions. You go upside down 4 times.
Oh fuck no.
And upside down being that like it's very quick. They're very quick spins. You want to know? Let's just take a guess. Just gander for a second. Guess how fast this roller coaster is.
Oh fuck.
You're racing velociraptors.
Racing velociraptors. Oh my god. I'm gonna probably. Oh fuck. I'm gonna say you're going like 120 kilometers.
Okay, you were a little high. 110.
That's still.
They kick you out at 70 miles per hour. So you get on this roller coaster.
They kick you out. You're just 0 to 70.
Well, yeah, but no.
My neck has snapped.
So
what do you mean?
You're on this roller coaster and it launches you out, and I think it launches you out at 70, but you don't really feel it. And then it kicks you up, and immediately you go up this fucking drop.
Fuck.
I'm gonna show you a picture after, and you're gonna be like, wow, you go up this climb, man, and then you go down and you start doing some inversions, and then it takes you into the space and it slows you down, and then you can hear the engines of the roller coaster kick up, and it launches you out of this hole at 110 kilometers, 70 miles per hour. And I mean, it goes from 0 to 70 mad quick. And it's because it's like, here we go, here's the velociraptor, and then it's a boom, and that's the window that you see people launch out of.
Oh,
and
cool.
So then you do another inversion, and then the ride's over. It was the coolest experience I have ever had. I finished the ride, and I was like, I want to do that shit again. And it's over water. If anybody hasn't been to the Velocicoaster ride yet, but has been to Disney World, Universal, where the Dancing Twin Dragons ride is where the Velocicoaster is now. So this is the climb.
Oh, that's so tall. 150 feet. That's insane. I will say, when you said drop, that's actually, it's huge. You can see it.
That's
like,
the entrance of the ride.
That's cool.
It was so cool, dude. Like, oh, here's the thing I was telling you about.
Oh,
so
okay,
that it moves.
I see.
It's like an animatronic.
Right.
It was the coolest roller coaster I've been at. And I know for people who are, adrenaline junkies who go to Six Flags and like really intense rides, this one was this is considered pretty low key. But dude, like,
when you said drop though, I thought you meant like a free fall drop.
That's the ride.
That's terrible. Look how tall that is compared to
everything. Dude,
everything
it was so
else.
high. It was so high up. I closed my eyes because I started seeing how high we were getting, and I was like, I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, you're like, I can't look.
Yeah, but then I opened my eyes after, and it was such a cool ride. And the inversions aren't crazy. Like, they don't really like make you sick because they're really fast. Like, there's one that kind of like makes you go like this. So that's partly the reason why this is also number 1. To add to that, there was a ride called the King Kong ride, and it has you in this like car, and you have screens beside you on both sides, and you're seeing Kong almost kind of like chase you throughout the Kong movie.
Cool.
But the cart is moving, and it has you going like sideways, like you're falling down a cliff sideways. And it feels like you're falling down the cliff sideways. If you look up, you can see the screen. Like, you can see that you're still on just like normal land.
Yeah.
But because of how interactive, and the cart shakes, like, it was.
They're really good with that interaction.
The senses that they take from you when you're on these rides is crazy. So the Kong ride was super cool. The other ride that deserves mad recognition is. So in Island of Adventure, there was different sections. There was Jurassic Park, there was Harry Potter World, there was Marvel, so all the superheroes.
Oh, cool.
And not as new, like a little older. Mm-hmm. But they had they had a Spider-Man ride. They had all these. There was a ride in that section that is what I'm going to note. They had Popeye's World. So you go in and there's like
the chicken.
No, like
the sailor.
Well, the chicken is I think Popeye's is the chicken.
No.
I think they're the same, fam.
What do you mean?
I think Popeye's chicken is in honor of Popeye.
Really?
The spinach eater. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
I
thought they
think
were
so.
just like, that's a sick name for chicken.
Okay, maybe not.
Popeye.
Don't quote me on that one, but I feel like that.
I mean,
feel
it
like
might
he's
be.
the mascot of their. Maybe, maybe disregard that one.
We don't know yet.
Don't quote me on that.
Quoter.
So they have Popeye's World. They have like Petunia or whatever the fuck her like his girlfriend's name is, and that's not her name. Her name's
I
not
didn't know
Petunia.
it's Olive.
Olive, thank you. So they have that. It's like a water park. So we didn't really do a lot of that because it was really cold that day.
Oh, yeah.
They have the Dr. Seuss world. So you go in and there's
That's kinda
like
cool.
the Lorax, and you can there's a Cat in the Hat ride, and then they have what else do they have? They have like this kind of Greek mythology world that is like it's kind of old now, so there's really not much there, but it's like Poseidon and Thor and stuff like that. I think they're building a ride.
Not Thor.
I think they're building a ride there right now that is like Thor coded.
Thor's not Greek though.
Okay, well I don't know what to tell you.
Zeus maybe.
Well, it was the Zeus ride or Poseidon's ride, but they
Okay.
closed it down, and I think they're putting in a Thor ride.
Oh, okay.
So there was that as well. There might have been another island.
It sounds
of
like it was. You kind of make me
adventure
want to
map.
go.
Dude, it's so cool.
Like I want to go now just to experience it. The Jurassic Park rides I think are just always going to be top tier. Like even the one in California that's a little janky, it's still so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I dream about that ride all the time. I wish I could just go on it. Like,
Oh, the Lost Continent. That's what it's called.
The Lost Continent.
Marvel Superhero Island, Toon Lagoon, which is Popeye, Jurassic Park, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Lost Continent, Seuss Landing. And then there was stuff in Universal as well that we didn't do. But those were the different spaces. And the other ride that was just so cool was the Hulk ride in the
Hulk
the
ride.
Marvel space. So they have you in this roller coaster, and you're in and you're actually in a secure roller coaster at that point, because I
It's
think
not a
there's like
seatbelt.
I think there's like 6 or 7 inversions, so you really got to be locked in. But you're in this tunnel, and you can hear the Hulk like screaming and yelling, like he's transformed into the Hulk, and he punches you out of the fucking roller, like out of this hole. He punches you and launches you through the roller coaster. That's how it makes it
I thought
sound.
he punches you in the face. He serves you.
No, you're
with
like
a cocktail.
You're like going up an angle, and then it stops you, and it's like, oh no, here he comes, and then you hear, wah, and he punches you.
Oh my God.
Out of the fucking roller coaster, and it launches you, and you can't see the track, so it looks like you're going straight out of this
That's
hole
cool.
with nowhere. So it goes boom, and then it flips you upside down, and then you're on the track.
What do you mean you can't see the track?
I'll show you.
Like, is it like above you so you can't see like?
No, it's under.
Oh, that's weird. That's actually really cool though.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it. So this is the roller coaster.
Oh, I like how like funky it looks.
It's very loop-de-loop.
Very loopy.
This is the hole that you're launched out of.
Oh shit.
And then the track is under the hole. So you can't see the track. It looks
understand.
It looks like you're being launched out, and you're not going on a track. You're just being like launched out of this
That's
hole.
terrifying.
I feel like I've said hole too many times now, but this is where the roller coaster launches out of.
Oh.
So that one was really, really cool too. That one made me the queasiest though. That one made me really woozy.
Probably because of all the like the
Lots
blah,
of
blah, blah, blah.
inversions and like upside downs and loop-de-loos. But Island of Adventure was really cool. Some like other noteworthy rides for sure would have been like the Spider-Man ride.
Did you ride that one or no?
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
like VR. There was the Harry Potter one that's VR. I couldn't do that one because it was just too
much.
And a lot of people came out and they were like, I feel sick. And I was like, if people like are feeling sick when they're coming on this ride, I'm fucked. Like, because I have, well, you know this because we would go to Callaway Park all the time when we
Yeah.
were kids. And I literally threw up in your car when I was a child.
Yeah, you threw up in my family car and
Yeah.
it was bright blue.
I hate cotton candy.
So blue. It was so funny. Which is funny because like
Your dad was such a trooper too, because my parents weren't home at the time. My parents had gone to somewhere, and so the house was locked. So I couldn't even go to my house to like change my clothes, because Spencer and I lived in the same cul-de-sac.
yeah.
So I think I borrowed some of your clothes, but I threw up like bright blue, like throw up, and your dad like had to clean it up. And
it was like right when we got home.
it was literally like people were leaving the car, and I threw up.
and you're just like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's fair though. That was like a long day of rides.
Yeah, it was a lot. And
That
we
was
were on
funny,
like a
though.
pirate ship, and like there's just some rides that make me a little queasy. And so there was some in Island Adventure that I couldn't do, but there was just a lot of noteworthy rides in Island Adventure, and I had the most fun there.
Yeah.
Island Adventure is so fun, and it's very much an island of adventure. So I feel like that's why it's number one for me. I It was such a once in a lifetime experience. Like if I don't go back for whatever reason, I probably will, but if I didn't go back, I wouldn't regret the trip at all. I had so much fun. The only thing I regret is we should have done a break in between 2 days. We should have done 2 days break and then 2 more days. We did 4 days in a row straight out of the gate, and I collapsed from exhaustion.
That's probably why you got COVID.
Yeah.
It's just like that's
Well, and you're surrounded by people who are all sick and
Touching
like, touching rides. Those rides are like,
and then eating food.
yeah. So,
So what was your favorite ride
I
overall?
and I also forgot to mention too that in Hollywood Studios they have the Toy Story world. So you have like you're on a roller coaster and you're on the Slinky Dog.
Cute.
That was fun, but nothing like incredibly noteworthy for me with that space. But you feel like you're a toy in Andy's
Oh,
room.
cute.
Like they did a really good job at like turning it into quite a space. I forgot to mention that about Hollywood Studios. They do have the Toy Story corner, but the best ride would be the Avatar ride.
The Avatar ride.
Top three: Velocicoaster, Avatar, Flying the Banshee, and Tron.
Okay.
Dude, I don't even know if I can give you my top because
Like, they were
they're all so different.
Not the Jungle Cruise though. Fuck that one.
Fuck Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Not fuck Jungle Cruise. It was a nice ride, but it's not. We waited 2.5 hours. It was not worth 2.5 hours. It
The
was
2.5
so
hours
not worth
kills
it.
me. I couldn't.
It just kept getting longer. I don't know why. I think because a lot of people had the fast pass on that ride, and we weren't on the fast pass line, and so they give way for the fast passers over the regular line, and so I think that's why we waited longer. It was like oh, it's only gonna be like a 40-minute wait. Lies, liar. But
Liza Minnelli.
I can't even say that. I want to take back the Avatar ride being number one because Velocicoaster, Avatar, and fucking Tron are all different. They were all different, but they were all just so incredible.
You make me want to go.
Dude,
I want to go now.
We should go. I want to go with you.
Okay, let's wait for that creepy, ooky, spooky one to come
Yeah,
out.
we'll do
It better be good. We go and there's just like one dude dressed as like a werewolf.
No, apparently it's gonna be crazy.
Well,
The Super Mario World, I'm really excited for.
I would also like
Could you imagine if they did like a Zelda world? Oh my. We're running out of time, so I can't talk about it. We'll talk about it next episode because we're like almost at 1:30 here.
Yeah.
But I need to talk to you about my unfolding love for Zelda.
Ocarina of Time specifically.
Not specifically Ocarina of Time.
Okay, never mind. I take that back.
We'll talk about it the next episode,
Yeah.
but I will say Ocarina of Time, I understand why people love it.
Oh,
It didn't age well,
period, queen.
and I think everybody can agree with that one.
Nope. Just kidding.
Come on. But I understand why people love it, and I am starting to have a newfound respect for Zelda and where the story went to for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to unfold. There's a lot of significant overlap and similarities that I'm seeing.
Yes.
I started with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so everything that I learned in those games was the original for me until I started to learn about like Ocarina of Time, and I'm gonna do Majora's Mask. I'm really excited to do the Minish Cap. I think it's gonna be a really cute game to play on stream. I've heard a lot of people talk really highly about that one too, but I'm seeing a lot of similarities in Ocarina of Time as to like why Ocarina of Time could do what it did in order for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to run and launch out the gate that it did when it came out.
I would actually recommend that you play Link to the Past. I believe it's the third, maybe fourth, like Legend of Zelda edition that was like made. And Ocarina of Time, I believe was the first like 3D Legend of Zelda, but it takes a lot from Link to the Past.
Okay.
in a sense, a little different, but Ocarina
And it's
of
funny because
Time.
Ocarina of Time doesn't feel 3D to me.
I mean, it doesn't fucking
Because
look 3D. Now
because
that
it
you
just
look
hasn't aged well. But I will say, like, I understand
for the
there's
time.
similar baddies. There's like similar fight methods.
Yes.
I will say that the like
Similar
the way
storyline.
you and I'm using a Switch to play on an N64 game.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to play because it's a little like it doesn't translate very well on the Switch in terms of the controls. But it's funny how the game is easier when it comes to combat, but more difficult because they don't give you any fucking direction. They don't tell you what to do the way that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They don't go, here's your objective. This
Yeah.
is where you're supposed to go. They don't give you that shit until you find a map and then you get what you need. So it's very interesting. I will also say, and again, I'll go into more detail about this the next time that we come out with our next episode, but I will say that like, it was funny because on stream I was playing the game. You and I grew up playing Smash Bros all the time.
Yeah.
Your featured character was always Peach,
Yes.
which fuck her, but like I get it.
No, she's icon. She is the moment.
She's a little brat.
Now come on now.
And mine was always Zelda.
Yeah.
Because I also wanted to be a princess, and you had taken Peach,
And
I
I
was
take
like,
Push.
I don't want Daisy.
No, she's
or
fucking
Elsa.
cracked out.
She was
Elsa,
or not. Yeah, isn't her name Elsa, the one with the like star?
Rosaline,
Thank you.
Rosalina.
She looks like Elsa.
Well,
She
okay.
does look like Elsa. What are
She
you
does.
talking
No,
about?
you're real for that.
But I was always Zelda. But there was a little secret with Zelda that in Smash Bros. I always used, and I didn't think anything of it. Zelda turns into a ninja, and so you fight as like an assassin ninja. And I was like, okay,
Sheik.
cool. Sheik, yeah, thank you. I didn't think anything of it for an incredibly long time. And lo and behold, I'm playing Ocarina of Time, and all of a sudden this person shows up in front of my screen.
No way.
Named Sheik. And as I'm playing, I'm like, hey, I remember that used to be a feature that Zelda had. Is
No
this Zelda?
way.
And somebody went, fucking spoilers, my guy. So apparently Sheik in the Smash Bros. Was a secret throughout the Ocarina of Time. You don't realize you're interacting with Zelda.
Yeah,
And why is Zelda an assassin?
because she's badass.
But the assassins in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are like a whole clan of assassins. Was she the original? Like when I tell you, my brain.
evil in Breath of the Wild, but they're
she's
not
good.
supposed to be.
Dude, I know. My brain. So we'll talk about this.
Those are Yigas though. Those are
The
different.
Yiga clan.
The Yiga clan. She's from the Sheikah clan.
But she has the same symbol as the Yiga clan.
I don't know. I don't know the history. Somebody on YouTube probably understands.
Anyways, just there's some holes being filled
That's
in ways that I
crazy.
never expected.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish you didn't know because I would have loved to see that reaction.
Well, and how
'Cause to me, it's just common knowledge.
How is this the way that I'm finding out that she was Zelda?
And I didn't know you didn't know. Which
No,
is
I
crazy.
didn't
I
know.
just assumed you knew because I had played that game
I thought
so much.
I thought
before
Sheik
even
was like
Smash.
somebody else. I didn't know that Zelda was turning into Sheik. I thought Sheik was a different
You
character.
just thought that was like a fun little quirk that she had. Like, oh, she's a ninja now.
But for me to figure out that Sheik was Sheik and Zelda was Sheik in Ocarina of Time was through Smash Bros. Like, what a way to unfold that information. Anyways, we'll talk more about it because I really do have some like pretty in-depth thoughts about this game. Positive, negative, like I just want to say thank you for like sharing your love of this game with me because I feel like I can learn to appreciate and respect so much of these games, even like Ocarina of Time that feels old. It's a little janky.
It's a little janky.
I can respect the love that you have for this game, and I love learning to love this game because you love this game. So like
I love that you're growing to love this
and I
game.
wouldn't play this game. I wouldn't have played the older Zeldas if it wasn't for you. The newer ones I was always really interested in, but I started playing Ocarina of Time because you loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I want to keep playing them. I think I just want to start unfolding. I told myself and I told my viewers on Twitch that this year is the year that I'm going to play as many Zelda games as I can. I have like 5 games in
I'm
mind and I'm
stoked
going
for
to
you.
play them.
What
I don't
are
know
your
if I'll play
5?
all of them. So I'm going to be playing Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, The Minish Cap,
Period.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight, you're gonna love Twilight. You've never played Twilight Princess?
No.
You're gonna love Twilight Princess. That one to me, aesthetically, is one of my favorites.
Cool.
I actually think Twilight Princess is like kind of underrated, but I also get why they made it because people were pissed about the Wind Waker when he's like super cartoon.
Yeah.
Even though those are fun, like those are great.
I've
ones
heard good
too.
things about those, but that was very Wii specific, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Switch doesn't have those ones.
No. So I mean, those are the ones that I have on my mind.
Link to the Past is another one I would recommend.
The other one is Link to the Past, and I've heard people mention that. So those are the 5 that I want to play in this year. I will, and again, I'll go in more detail about this the next episode. I keep saying that, and then I keep fucking talking.
We keep talking.
But I will say, like, Ocarina of Time has its moments where it's really difficult. I'm at the Forest Temple, and when I fucking tell you,
no, Mama, you just wait. You just wait.
When I tell you, I went through 5 stages of grief playing that temple. The amount of times I walked through a hallway, the same hallway, the amount of times. Like, I got tired of looking at that hallway. The fact that the Ganon Phantom was so difficult to fight. Yeah. Why am I playing batter up with Ganon? Why am I playing baseball?
Match for
like,
real.
What the fuck? So it was so difficult, dude. It was so difficult. And then people are like, just you wait till you go to the water temple. And I'm like, fuck my life. Like, it's just, why is this game's harder in certain ways than Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild was difficult. So was Tears of the Kingdom. Fighting Final Ganon was tough, but the hardest boss that I've fought outside of the final Ganon was the Phantom Ganon in the Gerudo Beast, the Metal Beast. The one that like is really fast. That one was mad difficult, and I think partly it was due to I didn't have enough hearts.
I see.
But this Ganon was tough. And maybe it's also because I don't have enough hearts, but it took me a lot of tries. And then you have to like fight 4 different ghosts that sound like Boo from Super Mario. Like, it was just the weirdest, cracked out, most like hallucinatory temple I've done.
Which is the first one. So
isn't that crazy?
Wild. I think
wild.
What's the next?
And also
the fire one.
Jabu and fucking all the other things I did before when he was a toddler. I thought that was difficult. That's child's play, bro.
Oh, it's like the like lesson, you know, like the practice
tutorial.
Round.
You were in the tutorial mode. What the fuck? I spent 6 hours in tutorial. Yeah. Why did nobody tell me this? Also, and I gotta stop talking. I'm gonna leave this content for the next episode. All I have to say is like thank you, because I'm going down this path with Zelda as an adult that people had an experience of when they were kids, and it makes me so happy to see the community that people have with this game and the love that people have for this community and for this character and for the game. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect so much.
I won't say much because I have a lot to say about every Zelda game.
We'll talk about it next episode.
I'm just happy that you're enjoying it.
And I
will say, one of my like dreams in this world, like if I could like just have one thing in this world that I just want to accomplish, I've always wanted to be a creative story writer for a Legend of Zelda game. Because I played so many, like I grew up with them. I played all of them, even the shitty ones.
Yeah. And
I feel like I could do it justice. Like I mostly because Tears of the Kingdom, like the storyline just pissed me off. And like I know that there's like deep lore, people have connected all the games together, like it splits into 3 timelines. Ocarina of Time is the reason for that.
And the sages. I'm seeing a lot of similarities of like, Tears of the Kingdom with Ocarina of Time.
The goddesses that are like this is kind of there's just so much to the lore of the game in itself. That it's just the characters even. Yeah. Just how it develops and grows and becomes this like big fantastical thing. Yeah. It's quite literally, it's like a different Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. Which is probably why you like it too. It's because of like the creatures, like the different people. It's like, very enchanted.
Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild really make you feel that way. It's very open worldy. You definitely feel like you're like on an adventure. Ocarina of Time doesn't necessarily give me that experience, but I think it's just because it's older. You know, why are your bears looking like mole rats? There's just certain things that like just didn't age well that don't give me that experience. However, I've learned to love and respect the originals because of what I went through with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I don't dislike Ocarina of Time. I really like it. It's a different experience.
I was gonna say, I almost feel like you're kind of at a disadvantage experiencing something like Breath of the Wild and then going back to Ocarina of Time being like, wow, this is the best game? Are you sure about that?
I definitely, but I'm almost, it's almost cool that I get to go backwards rather than forwards.
Yeah, you're going backwards in time.
Which isn't common for a lot of people.
You're going to pick up a lot more Easter eggs that way, though.
Yeah, and I'm already picking up Easter eggs that way. So we'll talk about it more because I really do have some like specific thoughts and questions for you. And I know that you have a lot of input on it. So that's what we're going to be talking about next episode. I'm sorry this was so long. We just missed you guys and we missed each other. And I hope like this is, interesting for you. To summarize, what the fuck 2025? Go to Disney World and
play Legend of Zelda.
Play Legend of Zelda. Our editor will put socials here somewhere. I'm just gonna stop saying
the _dysfunctional
_ duo.
Or the -- duo.
Yeah. Maybe you just start doing it because I feel like I've opted out of it. But you can find us on our socials. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Yeah. And I'm really shitty at plugging myself in terms of like promoting my other content. But somebody recently told me you need to do it because
you should.
You're your own cheerleader. If you're interested in watching me play Zelda Ocarina of Time, check out my Twitch. Our lovely editor, can you put like something somewhere just to also
like across
shout
her
out
face,
right in the middle of my face?
Right in the middle of her face, please.
Can you just put a shout out as to where they can find me on YouTube and Twitch? If you're interested, check it out. I go live on Wednesdays and Saturdays usually.
And you're so funny.
Thanks.
Especially when you're just like killing zombies and then like just so cold-hearted about it.
I also have a tendency to get overwhelmed very easily when I play in video games. So yeah, it's just, I'm here for a good time. That's pretty much it. So yeah, we'll see you guys next episode. We'll talk about Ocarina of Time and my whole Zelda idea. And we appreciate you guys. I think that's it. Do we have anything else to say?
No.
Oh, hold on. I want to do word association with you. That's how I wanted to end this.
Okay. I'm so ready.
So I'm going to say, we've done this before, but Spencer always has the funniest like answers. So I'm going to say a word, first word that comes to your mind, you need to say it.
Okay, word.
Okay? Dog.
Cat.
Balloon.
Animal.
Strawberry.
Peanut butter.
Whoa. I thought that was going to go somewhere else. Foot.
Ball.
Toenail.
Fungus.
Belly button.
Ring.
Ocean.
Lint. I was still thinking about belly button.
Cat.
Dog.
Furry.
Me. No.
That's how we're ending this episode.
I am Italian. I'm furry.
Me.
All
right, guys. We'll see you next episode. And
stay dry. Stay safe. Stay humble.
Stay driest.
Stay dry.
Stay dry.
Stay safe. Stay humble.
Good luck. Stay dry.
Stay dry.
Bye.
Bye.